Hey guys, Ben Pakulski here, creator of MI40 and Hypertrophy Max, coming back at you with another amazing tricep tip. People always ask, or I see tons of people who don't have an idea as to where to stand when doing a tricep pushdown. So you see a lot of people that stand really close, you see a lot of people that stand back, you see people put their elbows in, some people put their elbows out. So to understand optimal tricep contraction, you need to understand a number of things. First thing, the tricep, or the elbow, is a hinge joint that can really only work in this direction. So by doing things that look like this for tricep, you're not actually doing much for your tricep, you're doing a lot for your rotator cuff, putting a lot of strain on your inside of your elbow. So we try to always make sure that we're working in this exact plane. The most optimal way to contract the tricep or get it in its maximally shortened range, well, let's understand strength curves. So if we want to overload the back of the strength curve where we're really weak, where the tricep is really short, we actually want to stand really far back from the cable. Why? Because wherever this cable happens to be at 90 degrees to my arm is where the resistance is going to be greatest. Right here, my arm is actually straight. There's literally zero resistance on my tricep except for extension. So if I want to have maximal resistance on my tricep, I'm actually going to have to extend it here. See now the distance or the angle from the cable to my arm is about 90 degrees, right about there. That's actually where the cable is going to exert the greatest amount of force. So now this exercise is actually going to be hardest at the back. So I'm actually going to be working that part of the range a little bit more. Now if I can turn this into a drop set. This is something I teach in my MI40 and my Hypertrophy Max programs. I can teach you to turn this into a drop set without ever dropping the weight. So it's really hard here, and then I get tired, and I can take a big step forward. And now look, now the range is hard at about that point, and it actually gets easier back here. So now where I'm strongest is in the middle of the range, so now I can actually keep going. In the middle of the range is the part that's getting overloaded. And when I get tired there, I can actually come up a little further, and now you can see that that part is where 90 degrees occurs, and that's going to be hardest. So now back here, there's almost no resistance at the bottom where I'm weakest, because you see my arm is almost in a straight line with that cable. If I'm here, there's absolutely no resistance, but here there's a very little bit. And now if I can go over a little further, I can actually go to the point where there's literally zero resistance in my tricep. So you get a lot of people that do tricep pushdowns, and they stand right against the cable, and they're trying to get this push down at the bottom, and there's literally zero tension on your tricep. There's a lot right here. There's a ton of stress right there, but there's also a ton of stress in the elbow, so we don't want to really walk up really close. Ideally, we want to stand back here, at least start way back here, tricep push down, and work our way closer so we progressively overload the entire strength curve, and we're essentially doing a drop set without ever changing the weight. There's an amazing tip for you on how to progress triceps and why to do it and how. So standing close to the tricep machine, not a great idea. So you can actually implement a video we did a couple weeks ago. If you guys haven't seen it, check it out. There's a video where I show you how to do tricep pushdowns with 2 ropes. Now you can actually implement both of those at the same time, get really, really short, and progressively walk forward closer to the machine so we overload the entire length of the tricep, the entire length of the strength curve. BPAC, MI40 Nation, out.